I didn't even press record. Thankfully, I didn't record too much without any audio picking up. Anyway, what's up, guys? I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome back to another video on this channel. I noticed a lot of people have been subscribing. We're on the approach to 800 subscribers, which is actually crazy to me. I didn't think it would happen this quickly. Again, I know this is happening because of the YouTube shorts that I've been posting daily, and God really worked in my favor, to be honest, because I didn't expect some videos to get over 100,000 views and etc. And the fact that a few videos surface up over time and then people subscribe and even watch the videos that are recorded on this channel that I thought not much people would even watch, it's not shocking. Like, knowing how good God is, it's kind of expected, but at the same time I just didn't expect it to happen so quickly. Like, we are very close to hitting 1,000 subscribers. I genuinely think we can do it before the end of the year, and that would mean we'd hit 1,000 subscribers within the same time frame that I started YouTube, which is actually crazy to me because people think YouTube is easy to do, and it is not easy. And I can only give God thanks because I genuinely thought I was gonna struggle starting a new YouTube channel again, and just seeing the growth and trying to build a community each time I post these longer form videos on here. Like, I do get discouraged, I find it difficult, but seeing people actually watch the videos over time, it's like, wow, like, I didn't expect this to happen. So I just want to say a massive thank you to each and every person that subscribed. Thank you to each and every person that has watched every video, whether you've come from TikTok, Instagram, found me on YouTube Shorts. I appreciate you, man.
God, you call me by my name. The love you give me, I just can't deny. Yeah. No longer blinded, I can see you. I'm on my way to meet you. We gotta talk.
Choosing peace over problems. Now, one thing I can definitely say, especially serving God for all this time now and becoming wiser as I get older, is that choosing peace over problems, it comes with its benefits, and that is the best way to go about things, especially if you're following things biblically as well as living a life spiritually. However, it does come with a lot of bottling up and anger that's all stored into your mind and etc., which can cause you to have an outburst or lash out. So, how do we combat these things? From my experience, choosing peace over problems has definitely helped a lot in my life. And if I'm going to be honest, it's also made me see things in a bigger picture as well. It's made me realize that, well, not stating the obvious kind of, but a lot of the times that people act in certain ways towards you, and you sit there and think, like, you're really trying to go there with me type thing, we always forget that it is actually the enemy using them, kind of like, not, how can I say it, the enemy gets in people's heads a lot, and as much as you can hear the voice of God, you can also hear Satan's voice. And people don't actually realize the difference sometimes. And sometimes we do actually realize the difference. However, we get caught up or we get distracted, and it's easy to get distracted. But the problem is that sometimes we don't actually see ourselves in the moment and hear what we're saying and etc. And like, we forget that the enemy can actually mess us up like real badly. And when it comes to things like arguments, one thing I've definitely realized is that a lot of it is just not worth your time. And that's not to say, oh, I'm just not interested in an argument, but just saying okay and just moving on and just letting that person do what they want to do. In a way, a lot of people look at that and be like, but aren't you letting them walk all over you? In a way, you could say that, but would you rather battle with that person at the top of your lungs, or would you rather just say okay, go to sleep at night knowing that you're chilling and that person is still feeling however they're feeling? And that's how I've started to operate. Not gonna lie, it's taken me a very long time to get to this point. I'm not gonna lie to you, especially as an autistic person. It is very difficult for me to still do that to this day. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but at the same time, the only way you can really get through avoiding things like bottling up your anger and bottling up your emotions when you're trying to choose peace over arguments and problems and etc. is God and prayer. And I've said this in plenty of videos already, but everything circles back to prayer. Everything circles back to God. No matter how much you like it or not, we always have to go back to the Bible, go back to the resources, the beginning resources. These prayer, reading your word, and talking to God actually helps you in so much different ways. Times when you're angry, times when you're upset, what we forget as Christians is that we're always like, oh, we need someone to talk to. And of course, it's very good to talk to someone, but you still got to run back to God with it. Do you know what I mean? Because when you take it to God, the Bible says the battle is not ours, it's the Lord's. So if you genuinely think that person has an issue with you, or that person has genuinely made you feel a certain way, or you've sat there and thought like, really, this person really tried to do that to me and really tried to step to me like that, channel that energy to God, bro. Channel that anger to God. Go to God with that energy. There's no point in going back and forth with another person, because it's just not gonna get anywhere. All you guys are trying to do is try and make that person hear your side of the story, so that they can actually hear what you're saying, so they can shut up, type thing. But we can't operate like that. It's just gonna create noise, it's just gonna create high blood pressure. We don't need that, bro. You don't need that. And that is why we need to talk to God. Those times when you want to lash out, those times when you want to throw something onto the wall, channel that energy into God. Speak to God. Release that into God. When you're angry or when you're upset, listen to gospel music. Listen to some worship. Do what you need to do in order to get into that attitude, rather than doing something that you're probably going to regret. Do you know what I mean? And that's how we have to look at things as Christians. That's how we have to operate. And again, this is very much easier said than done, because we also forget that we're not perfect. So when we step out of line, when we say a swear word or a word that we're not supposed to say, a lot of people turn around to you and be like, oh my gosh. And then you look at yourself and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just did that. And you're carrying around that guilt all day. But again, remember, you're not perfect. It's not easy. You know, again, it's very easier said than done. And it's just one of those things where it takes years. It doesn't just happen in a week and you gain patience like that. Patience is one of the most difficult things on my end. I'm not going to lie to you. But it is a lot better than what patience I had. It's a lot better than the patience I had like 5 years ago. Let's put it like that. And it's better for you to progress rather than sit there and look at yourself not progressing and beating yourself up and saying you're not perfect. Look at the progress you've made. I've said this before as well. We're never gonna be perfect as human beings. Like, we can't be perfect no matter how much we try. There's this saying that some people like to be perfectionists, but even perfectionists can't be perfect, because they still make mistakes, and you're still gonna make mistakes, and you have to accept that. But always try and think about what the wisest thing to do in the situation is, and that's how you have to operate. And I'm telling you, when you choose peace over problems, as I said in the beginning of the video, sometimes you sit there and think, that person, why am I really stressing over this person? Or you even sit there and think to yourself like, you know what, that it's just not worth it. And it's so true, like, especially when you look at little bickering or little arguments over the smallest things. And it's so sad, because some people actually lose friendships over these little arguments and etc. And it's like, you guys didn't even have to go there. Like, cool, some people may say, oh, this person did something so bad to me, so we have to talk it out. But there's a difference between talking it out and getting your point across to a point where it gets ugly. And I personally think it is a lot easier choosing peace over somebody that's just not understanding. those ones when it's like talking to a brick wall. Just choose peace at that point. Because one thing I've also realized growing up and becoming wiser within the faith, just trying to get your point to someone that doesn't understand it, there's just no point in it. Just go to God about it at that point. I'm not even joking. Like, there's no point in trying to raise your voice, drill what you're saying into that person's head if they're not going to understand. Not everything you say, everybody's going to understand. And for some people, they may. This is how God works, bro. And this is why I'm saying you really have to run back to God. You have to run back to prayer. Everything circles back to that, because when you go to God about these things, God will make sure that person understands. And the way He makes that person understand is not for you to know. That's why, again, I said the battle belongs to God, not you. So stop trying to fight with that person. Stop trying to raise your voice to that person. Stop trying to get your point across to that person. Right, just let God do all the work at that point. Choose peace. Just be like, all right, fine, fair, cool, you got that, and just chill, bro. And you can enjoy the rest of your day. That person may still be bitter, but you are still gonna enjoy your day, And this is how we have to operate as children of God. And if I'm telling you right now, if everybody in the world operated that way and decided to choose peace over problems, the world would be a much better place than where it is right now. I'm gonna be so honest with you, and you guys know that's true as well. If and if you're watching this video, I don't want you to sit here and like feel guilty because there's been times you've had an argument with someone and it's escalated so badly to a point where you don't talk, or like you can't even look that person in the face, or like you feel so guilty. Like, I don't want you to watch this feeling like heavily convicted. If anything, if you're seeing this video, just look at this as or let me put it like this: next time you end up in a situation like that, just choose peace. Like, let this video be a reminder to choose peace over problems, basically. So with that being said, I hope you guys are able to get something from this. And yeah, I meant to make this video a long time ago, and I just haven't recorded it because a lot of stuff has been going on in my outside life. So even with that, just before I go, I'm not gonna be active, so I'm most likely gonna be just stacking up videos. I'm probably gonna record another video after this, back to back, and then I'll post them like weekly or every 2 weeks. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but whilst I'm away, you guys are still gonna have content. So yeah, but with that being said, to wrap everything up, choosing peace over problems, it's gonna make you wiser. You're definitely gonna age longer instead of aging quicker, and it's just more healthy for you. It's just the best way to go about things. You'll be able to get on with your day rather than pondering on that one situation that you were in conflict about or whatnot. So just keep your eyes on God. Don't listen to what that person has to say about the situation. Don't listen to what this person has to say about the situation. Listen to what God says. If you can't hear him, go to the word and just lay it all onto him. Listen to worship music. Do what you need to do so you don't fall back and do something you regret. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you enjoyed these videos very much and you want to see more of them, share this video. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Let's try and get to 1,000 subscribers so we can do a lot more things on this channel. I think I said this in the last video. I think I have the ability to go live on here, but I want to build a bit more of a community on here, and I've not really done a great job. I'm gonna be honest, because the videos I post aren't as consistent as the YouTube Shorts, obviously. But posting videos every day, that might be a bit difficult at the moment. But I'm gonna try and post as weekly as I can because I have been slacking like a lot. It is so easy to like slack on YouTube in terms of uploading. But with that being said, I will catch you guys in the next video, and follow me on all my social medias, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Stay safe. God bless you all, and